Hi, this is Lisa Schmid with the Stamper Studio, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And on Monday nights, I have, tonight I'm having new in the studio. So it might not be new to you, but it's new to me. And so I want to show you a stamp set and dies set that I've been playing with. So let me show you this. The Arrange a Wreath. Do I need to push that? The Arrange a Wreath stamp set and the dies. And I am like having so much fun with it. So I want to show you some things I made, and then we'll make one together. So a couple of things I've been playing with is this one. Look how pretty that is. Can you zoom in, or I'll zoom up? So I did the leaves, the top leaves, with this flocked poinsettia paper. It's literally like velvet here. Just a really, really fun paper. It comes in 12 by 12. And then behind it, I actually used poinsettia paper. It's actually behind you, but it's poinsettia paper with the berries. So really, really fun. That's okay. It should be right on the counter. If not, it's fine. Okay. So I used a piece of paper that had berries on it out of the, oh, it's right here, out of the poinsettia stamp set. So I used this, and I thought, I wonder how many berries will end up on the berries. And so that's what the behind the background is. Isn't that kind of fun? I think it's really fun. I just put a little bow there, and I'll show you how I made that tag in just a second. So that's one that I made. And this one is another one that I just thought was so pretty with the wood planks behind it. And then it's pear pizzazz, and then the Highland heather. I mean, it looks pretty springy, which on today in Minnesota, it was snowing. So I'm okay with that. And then that same little tag. So, and then the last one I was playing with, I didn't decide what to put it on, but I was using the red foil paper. And then I cut the other wreath out of the velvety flocked, flocked poinsettias. And I didn't finish it because I was just playing with it. And I thought, oh, that would look really pretty on gray. It would also look really pretty on green, the shaded spruce with the white. I mean, isn't that fun? So that could just, the possibilities are endless. All right, so I'm going to make a card today using the wreath. And some I've die cut and some I have not. So I'm going to start with just a 8.5 by 5.5, 8.5 by 5.5, just a white piece of cardstock. And this is the extra white. It's extra thick. It is white. It's extra thick cardstock. So anytime I use white as a base, I always use the extra thick. And then I did a 3D embossed folder with the pine planks. I really like this one. I think it's it just gives a nice background. So I'm going to go ahead, and I put a fair amount of adhesive when I'm using a 3D embossed folder. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that there. And then I'll show you what we're going to make. And then we have a decision to make whether we're going to use our wood designer series paper and put it here or not. So we are going to make a wreath. I'm going to use the Stampin' Cut embossing right here. I'm going to see if I think we can cut both wreaths at the same time. So again, the thing I love about this compared to the Big Shot is everything is numbered. So right here, I'm using number 1 is kind of your base. And then when you're using the magnetic plate, it tells me to use 2, 5, and 3. So that's what I'm going to use, 2, 5, and 3. Okay, I am going to use the die, and Dave's fixing all our lights. So I'm going to use this die right here, these two, the leaves and the other leaves, berries, leaves, whatever we want to call it. There's so many things in here. We'll come back and look at that in a second. So I'm going to do the background. What I call the background is the berries. It doesn't have to be. It could be in the front. I'm going to do that with Old Olive. Then I'm going to do the leaves with Pear Pizzazz. So those are the two colors I'm going to use. Now I take number 3 and put it on top and just run that through. Okay, there we go. There we go. Run that through. Oh, it's a tough one to do sitting down. But there we go. The other things I die cut ahead of time, but I just thought, well, sometimes it's nice to see what I'm doing. So let me just set those aside. And I'm going to set my machine aside. I'm actually just going to fold it up. Look at how handy that is. We came up with the idea. I sent it to Stampin' Up! That they should have under here a storage to put all the little plates. They said, that's a good idea. We'll forward that on. So this is the one I'm going to just pick this off. Comes off pretty well. So we'll go ahead and get that out. And there are still little pieces here, and I can just take a pick and use the pokey side. And I can just pop those out. There's just a couple, not very many, that kind of stick in there. There's certainly, I don't know if I could cut 2 at a time with this, but I could certainly try. I know I couldn't cut 3, but I could maybe cut 2. All right, I think I got that last one out. Good. So there's that. And then, like I said, this one's the Pear Pizzazz. So I'm just gonna, sometimes it sticks to the mat a little bit. And this looks like one of those, I don't know, some like metal disc. That's what it looks like to me. So I'm going to layer these like this. And then what I'm going to put on top of them, I used the die that is a little flower. This flower right here. I took this flower and die cut the little flower out of Bumblebee. And again, I can see there's a little hole in the center that didn't come out. So let's just check all 3 of those. Yep, so I got those done. So that's using this little die. I die cut these little flowers. Aren't they so sweet? I really like them. And then I'm going to stamp with I'm going to use this stamp right here. And I'm going to stamp on a piece of craft. And I went ahead actually, and I did that because I wanted to die cut them ahead of time. It's kind of hard to die cut right here. So I did those ahead of time so I can put those inside, but it's this one right here. And then there's this little die right there. That one right there cuts out the little circles. So I'm going to take, of course I have to pop them up, right? We always have to pop things up. I'm going to use my mini dimensionals. And do you guys just love these? I do. Don't have to worry about them not fitting. And I'm just going to pop those up like that. Isn't that pretty? And I'm going to put these on my wreath. So let's do that to all 3. Boom. And boom. Don't have to make that noise when you put them on. So funny. All right. Let's get this off. There we go. I can feel it. I almost got it, but there we go. One more. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these 2 together first, and then we'll put the flowers on. And actually, I'm going to have to ask Dave his opinion here, and then he can help us decide which we want to do. So I've got my card right here, and the decision is, do I want to just hang this like this with my flowers? Oh, where'd the other 2 go? With my flowers, or do I want to put the wood on it? I guess that's my question. If I put the wood, I'm going to go this way. This wood. Do we want the wood or we want just the flower? What do you think? You like the wood. Okay, so then I'm going to stick that down first because then we can assemble the wreath actually on the card. So there it is. Boy, things always stick to me. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put that right in the middle. And this is the wood 12 by 12 Designer Series paper, which I believe is on sale. This one is on sale. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And here's how I'm going to do it. Can you grab my 2-way glue? Actually, I'm going to use this one. So this is 2-way glue, and it's easy to use. And you just kind of put dots wherever, doesn't matter. But it's nice because it's not super thick. It's easy to put on. I don't even really look. Let's just plop it on there. Okay. And we will glue that on right there. Just hold it for a second and that will get that stuck on there. Hold for another second. And get that stuck on. Good. Good, good, good. And then this one, I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to go ahead and just put, probably do a little bit more leaves than probably like I'm going to do every leaf because I just want to stay, really. All right. And I'm actually going to fold over my paper here because, grab another piece of paper, because there's glue on that now. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and stick this on. Isn't that pretty? Something about this wreath. This is the card that made me say, I have to have it. Yes, I want it. Okay, and then I'm going to stick these on. I don't think I need to pop them up. I did pop up that top, remember? So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere these. I'm going to put one up here. Always making a little triangle, but I'm not going to space them out perfectly even. And I'm going to put one on this side like that. Because we're going to hang a little sign here in the middle. So let me show you what that is. The sign that I'm going to use is this Give Thanks. I mean, how great is that? It's really pretty. And we're going to put it on a little box with this. So we'll grab the Give Thanks. Is this one right here? Give Thanks, but it has so many fun things. I just want to stop for a second and point that out. So Happy Heart Day, you could make one with hearts. Give Thanks, obviously. Happy Easter with the Easter eggs. You could do the pears for pear, partridge in the pear tree. Merry Christmas. It's got flowers. It's got the leaves, the fall leaves. It's got just some leaves to put on the bigger flower. It's got a littler flower. And then all of those things we can die cut out. Even this, if I wanted to die cut stamp, just to die cut out a little sprig, I could do that. It doesn't have a stamp that matches it, and check this out. If you want to do multiple flowers at the same time, there are 3 of them, 3 of the same flower, which is really handy if you wanted to put a lot of flowers on the wreath. Same thing here. There's 2 flowers. So it really, and same with the hearts. There's 2 hearts. That's actually 1 die. So we would stamp it's 1 stamp, and for the hearts and the pears. So you get 2 for the price of 1. Okay. So that I'm just going to set aside. We're going to stamp this little box. I call it a box. I don't know. That's what it looks like to me. And I'm going to stamp it in crumb cake. I think that would be pretty. So I'm just going to use crumb cake, and we'll see if it's too dark. I might go to a lighter color. Here's my cardstock. So we'll go ahead and stamp that here. That's pretty dark, but we're going to go one more time. And I think I'm going to use that one. So I'm just going to cut that. There's shocking. There's no die for this because it's really just 4 straight cuts. So that is just fine. I was like, wait, is there a die for this? No. Can't imagine why not. There we go. So that's just super simple. Made a little, like, I don't know, to me it looks like a little box. And then I'm going to stamp Give Thanks. Those are the words. I'm just going to plop them on the other side of my block. Give Thanks, and I'm going to use Early Espresso. You know, just the other day, I was like, Early Espresso. Oh, I get it. Early, because you like to have espresso early in the morning. I don't know why I never thought of that before, but we'll just pop that on there. There we go. Looks nice. And then this, we're going to go ahead and put, it's so dark. It almost looks black, but it's brown. We're going to go ahead and hang that in the middle here. And I'm going to use a ribbon. I'm going to use this gingham bumblebee ribbon. Just going to cut a little piece. And I'm actually going to thread it over my little wreath. I'm going to thread it through there, maybe. Remember, I glued down all my leaves. So there we go. So I'm going to thread that through like that. And I'm actually going to put a piece of tape on the back of this. And I'm going to tape it to here. So that is the game plan. Actually, yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put some Scotch tape, a little bit of Scotch tape, make sure it's not bigger than my box. I'm just going to stick it here like that. I think that'll work. And then I'm going to hang my little my little box, my message right there. And then if I purposely did it crooked, and if I wanted to, I could leave it. I'm kind of fussy about those things. I don't want to just leave it. I actually want it to be where I want it to be. Imagine that. So I'm going to put a dimensional there. I'll pop it up, and we will hang it in a certain spot. like that. Doesn't that look pretty? Oh, I love it. I just think it's so, so very pretty. Hey, Deb, isn't that so fun? I love it. I'm telling you, this is why I bought it. So I saw this somewhere online, and then tonight I was looking in the catalog so I could show you. Oh, funny, Stampin' Up! Designed it. Well, that's why I like it. But there's the hearts, and there's one with the Easter. And then, Deb, I don't know if you saw this one earlier. I'll just pull these back in. So that would be just a fun card. And this one with the little pheasant, grouse. What is it? I don't know. I did want to show you real quick how to make this little tag, because that's not a tag punch necessarily that we have, but I'll show you how you make it. So you just take your cardstock and you stamp your little message. So I didn't even re-ink that. We'll just do a light one just to show you. And we're going to take this punch. Nope, this is not story label, but we're going to just get it right. Dave's looking it up for me right there. So I'm just getting it the edges, and then I have that little punch. So without using the whole big punch, because that would have been too big for my cards. That's it. So I want to show you. So that give thanks is so, I think it's wonderful. What? Yep. So here's our, I have a class coming up called Label Me Fancy. There we go. Label Me Fancy. So I have a class coming up, and it is called Cards to Die For. And this is one of the cards that we're going to make. So it's very similar to this one, but I use the dainty diamonds in the background there. So card with the wreath. A happy birthday. Either one. There's different. You'll make 2 each of 3 designs, and then here's the 3rd design. Diane, how is this different than Saturday at 9? Well, sometimes when I do a card swap, I like to do the I like to show the cards, but I only have like 6 cards, so that's not enough to show you. It's different because I don't know, because I do different things. I don't know. Tell me what you want me to do. I'll do something else. Deb said she almost answered my question, or answered me audibly. So here are the 3 cards for Cards to Die For, and that is coming up on Thursday, October 29th, but you need to register for it by this Friday. So if you want to make these cards, I'll mail you everything to make them except the sentiment. You can add your own, and then we'll make these together. So let's go. All right. So like I said, that those are the cards we're going to make on Thursday, October 29th. But, you don't have to be available that night. I'll just send you a link and on how to put them together. You do need to register by Friday. And thanks to all of you that registered for the free card class, but you registered by last night. I mailed them all out. Actually, Dave mailed them all out. Went to the post office yesterday at 11 p.m. and dropped them in the mail so they could go out this morning at 6:30. So those are on the way to you if you signed up for that. Remember, the Designer Series paper is on sale. Some of it, select Designer Series paper, a lot of it, but not all of it, until October 31st. So make sure you check that out. And you can order at order.thestamperstudio.com. And then if you want to sign up for the Cards to Die For, it is register.thestamperstudio.com. So that's what I have for you. I hope that you had fun tonight. How's it different than Saturday? I'm going to be mulling that over for a minute. And I hope that stamping makes you happy, because it sure makes me happy. So have a great evening. Happy stamping.